Thanks for tuning in, guys, to day 2 with the SP404 MK2. Today we're going to go into pattern mode, sequences. Hit that subscribe. We got a lot more videos coming for you guys. If you didn't see the first video, I'll leave the link in the description. There's a couple of videos we have up on the MK2 with some tips and tricks. Just trying to make it easier for you guys. Before we get into pattern mode, I'm going to show you a few key things like metronome. So to turn your metronome on and off, you want to hold Shift 9. It's metronome. Metronome mode off and on. Now to do your count-ins, do the same thing. Shift and you go to count-in, which is on pad 10. It'll tell you 2 measures. Count-in wait, count-in off, count-in 1 measure. I like mine on 1, so after that 4th count, your recording starts. I showed you input settings in the first video. I did shift input settings, which is on the external source button. You could change BPM and levels and whatnot for what you're recording in case you needed to see that again. Shift tempo. Now on this new one, you're allowed to have different tempos on different banks. So if you scrolled over to bank A, you can change that tempo and have a different tempo on bank B if you wanted to. You just click which bank you want to change and you change it. Go back to A, you'll see it's 90. And you can also switch back over to project and change it. Another thing I want to quickly get into is the velocity setting. So if you hold whatever pad you hit, say I hit this one, if you hold Shift velocity, which is 16 velocity on pad 2, now that pad is on all of these in velocity. So you see it's loud, loudest to lowest. You can do this in pattern mode. I'm going to show you how. Now you hit pattern select to go into pattern mode and your BPM will be displayed here. Now anything you can do in pad mode, such as copying, deleting, exchange, you can also do in pattern mode. So if you wanted to copy 1 to 3, just hit copy, 1 to 3, copy. Or you can hit this, click that, and it'll copy it. Same thing with delete. Delete 1, 2, 3. I want to delete all 3. Hit delete again. Done. So now these are all empty. So the minute you hit record, it'll ask you to select the pad you want to record this pattern on. So I'm going to hit 1. And then this menu pops up. In this menu, you could change your BPM right here. Your bar length. Quantize. This is the strength. So if you have it all the way down, it's at 0. It's not on. If you have it at 100, it's fully on. And down here is your grid where you could turn this and change your quantize. You could turn it completely off, have it on 16ths, 8ths, and they even have shuffle, which gives it like a tiny bit more of a swing, but not much. We'll get into that another video. So if you had it on 16th and you didn't want the strength all the way up, you could put it midway, 75, whatever you want. I don't really like quantize, but I'm going to show you a pattern with it. Once that's done, you're going to hit record. A count-in will start, and then once that count-in's up, you go ahead. It'll automatically bring you back to your pads with your sounds. Now, a tricky thing, I'll just show you really quick. We won't record anything. We see the count-in. Make sure you're back on whatever bank you want to use. Now, this is recording, so you don't have to start, but it'll automatically bring you back to that bank. So if I want it to be on J, just make sure you're on J when you do that. So again, really quickly, you hit record. It'll ask you the pad you want to record to. I picked 1. This will come up. Everything's going to be the same but the bar length. So I just want to do a bar really quickly. Hit record when you're ready and put your pattern in. And there's my 1 bar. Now this is still recording. And if you take notice to these little ticks, that's each mark you did. So if you wanted to undo them or any, you can hit Shift and undo. You see it took a tick away. And that was that last snare. say we took them all away and your pattern's gone. That's good for any quick mistakes you make. There is an erase mode we're going to get into too in a second. But let's just do that one more time. Record, pad 1. Now when you hit record again, you'll be in rehearsal mode. Now it's not recording, so you can practice or hit whatever you want and it won't record in. If you want to record again, so say I want to find a hi-hat. And I like that, I hit record again, and now I'm recording. Hit record, you're back in rehearsal. You can keep doing this as many times as you want, keep adding on. We have this pattern here, and I want to get rid of those 2 hi-hats. So let's play them. And you can just hit record to come back in and add more things, and also record again to be in rehearsal again. As many times as you need to, even though you already left pattern mode. That won't affect it. So you start playing your pattern. When you hit delete, nothing will happen. So you have to hit record again. Now you can hit delete and you'll be in erase mode. To erase that pad with that sound, you hold it. Gone. Gone. And then you hit exit, or you can hit record again and come out of rehearsal mode. So that's erase mode if you make a mistake. So now you can also do, like I showed you earlier, 16 velocities in pattern mode. Now, I just recorded by accident a hi-hat, and this is why I always go back into rehearsal mode, so that I can't make any mistakes and record anything. And now while I'm in pattern mode, hit record. I'm gonna go into rehearsal for a second so I don't record nothing in. This pad is the one I want, so I'll shift 16 velocity. Here we go. Remember, you're in rehearsal mode, so it's just practice. When you're ready to record, you hit record. You can hit record again to go back into rehearsal mode, or exit if you like that and you want to keep it. Now, you can hit record settings and change things while you're in here as well. I want to take quantize off completely. I can do that. Exit, record. Now I'm recording again. Let me go back to rehearsal mode. Okay, record. Back into rehearsal mode. I didn't like the last one, so I'm going to hit shift undo. And there you have it. So you can record without quantize on as well. No matter how you started, even if you started with it on. So there's your pattern. Hit exit to stop it when you're done. And that's how you put a pattern together. To edit it after, you hit pattern edit and you can change the length. This is only a bar though. So if I have 4 bars here, I could chop it down to 2 bars or 1 if I wanted to, with the end and the start point. Now, if you want to duplicate that, you can. You just hit this for everything. Now I have 2 bars, and I can, so you can see, if you wanted to crop that, you could bring it back down to 1 bar, hit crop. Yes, I'm sure, and done. But I'm going to duplicate it. So now we have 2 bars. And you can also resample these. If you hit resample, I'm going to record it to This is an open pad. Flashing is open. If it's a still light, it means you recorded something on it. I'm going to record to 15. And you just press the pad to start it. Now it's recording. Hit stop, and here it is. Now, let's just copy this pad to this pad. Now, if you have two patterns here, when you hit that pattern, it'll wait for this one to finish before it starts playing. Now this one's playing. Now, if you want to link these all together for a sequence, you hold the hold button. It's going to ask you to select a chain from 1 to 16. I'm going to start with pattern chain 1. Now you can let go of hold. This will show you where you have your pattern, so you just put what you want. I'm going to put that pattern first, then that pattern again, and that pattern. So you can do this with as many as you want. You could put all type of different patterns. Hit sub pad to play it, and after the bars finish, it'll skip to the next one. And you can just jump between them with the scroll button. And you see it's just going back through patterns after those 2 bars. So this could be pretty cool. You can have a lot of fun with this. You know, and when you resample out, you can throw your effects on that too and resample them. Or you could just have effects in here as well. Hit sub pad again to stop playing. If you need to delete these, you can just scroll to whatever you see the little icon. You're under A2 and just start deleting whatever you want. Hit exit to be out of there. That's how you can sequence these patterns together for play. Now in your pattern, if you want to change the levels, you can always just hit pattern select and you'll be back at your pads. So that's the hi-hat I used. I'm going to hit pitch speed, and right here volume, I'm going to lower that. I'm going to go back into pattern and play it so I can hear it. I'm going to hit that again. See, I turned it all the way down. This is also going to work with your BPM and your pitch of that sound. So you can change these things and it will affect your pattern. You can also use and record with the roll feature. Just hold roll and hit whatever pad you want. We will be dropping videos on the effects, on the DJ mode. Now I'm going to quickly just do all of that again for you so you got it. Record. I'm going to start with this pad. 1 bar I want at 85. Record. Rehearsal mode, nothing's recording. I'm going to go into 16 velocities. Record. Exit 16 velocities. I'm still recording. And there's your pattern. That's simple. It's not as hard as it looks or it appears when you're reading in the manual. So I hope this helped you guys out. Hit that subscribe, and I really appreciate the views. Check out the What's in Your iPad podcast. Drops every Saturday. We are off this Saturday. We have a big event coming up next week, March 5th. Join us for our first live. We are doing an app versus battle, all in fun. First one is going to be Beatmaker 3 versus Koala, and we encourage everyone to come join in. We're going to be in the live chat with you guys, answering questions. We want to see all your feedback, your pros, your cons. And like I said, this is all in fun. We love all these apps. We use them daily, and this will just help the developers. People will start looking into these apps some more. They'll be able to learn what they can do, what they can't do, what's right for them. It'll help the users. It helps everyone all the way around. So it'll be a lot of fun. Tune in for that. Thanks again. Peace.